I'm Lauren with iHeartSpeech, where you can get ideas and activities that you can do with your child to work on their communication skills. Okay, but what if you can't get to the beach, but you still would really like to have a beach-themed activity? Well, I've got a great game for you. It's called What a Find. It's a beach scavenger hunt game. And the thing that I love the best about this is it can be whatever you need it to be for the child that you're working with. So what you have here, this is the intro. It just looks cute. And then if you were going to be playing in person, you would print out this page and this page so that you could cut those circles out and put them all over your beach scene. But if you're playing digitally, open to page 3. And then what you can do is before you work with your child, you can hide treasures underneath these different shells so that they can pick a shell and then find a treasure underneath it. And not everyone would have a picture under it, so it's kind of a mystery. Or you can have one underneath every single one and just have it be like what's hiding under that one. So let's pretend that you're working on the letter B. And so I would come up here to my pictures and I would type in maybe bear, and I like the teddy bear. And so I'm gonna put it behind that. Now, right now you can see it. And so what you're gonna want to do is come over to your arrange and you're going to want to send it back. And that way it's hidden completely. And so when the child says number 1, you move the shell for number 1 and then they found a bear. Let's pick another one, something else that starts with B. How about a ball? And, ooh, I like the balloon. Now, a black balloon is pretty cool, but I would rather have a red balloon. And so let's put the red balloon behind number 2. So I put it there, I arrange it, I move it behind it, then the child would say number 2, and you move it, and ta-da, they have a balloon. And you can either, because these are pictures that you have on your own screen, you can make them anything you want. And you can either choose to collect all of your items in one place, so you could store them at the bottom, and then you can name them again, bear, balloon, or you can leave them in their place and just get the shells out of the way and stack them up. So either way works. So now let's pretend you're about to see another child. If you are a therapist and you're working with other kids, or like for me, I might play this game with my son who's just about to start working on multiplication. What I would do is I would get a little square and I'm going to make it white. And one of the things that we do, he's going to start working on multiplication. So let's just pretend we start with the 1 times. So 1 times 1, and that is in white on white, so that won't work. Change it to text, change my text color, and he likes blue, so I'm going to make it blue. And then here I have my cute little number, and I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to say 1 times 2. Now, just to keep it mixed up a little, I'm going to put 1 times 3 behind the 5 so he doesn't start to see a pattern here. And so all you have to do is make all of the problems that you wanted or the words that you wanted to hide. And then, of course, I'm going to put these at the back. I'm going to arrange them and move them back so that he can't see what they are. And then he'll guess, behind number 1, and we'll say, oh, it's 1 times 1. And then he'll have to say 1. And then he'll guess 2, and then he'll say, oh, 1 times 2. And then we can just stack them up over there until he finds all of them. And it makes it a little bit more fun than just flashcards. So that is how I would work on speech and math, or any really academics. You could write sight words here. So like if you have a kindergartner, the and on, and hide those behind the different shells, so that when you move the shell, oh, there's a word there. So really, you could hide anything behind these that you wanted. Some of the pictures have actions that you can do. So like activities, you could have, like if you're working on naming actions, so there's a picture of someone swimming, but you can also go online and search for the picture that you want. So picture of someone swimming. And if you're not selling it, just take a little screenshot of it, put it onto your computer, and then you can have pictures of anything. Or you could even take pictures of your own child doing the different activities and put those in. That would be super fun. Let's see if I can find that. Oh, I found a picture, and here's a picture of William coloring. And so if he was working on action words, you can just shrink the picture down and hide it behind. And you can even make the picture smaller by cutting out some of the parts that you don't need. Shrink it down, hide it. Let's hide it behind number 8. Send it to the back. And that way, when he gets to number 8, we look and he's like, oh, and I say, what are you doing? He could say, I am coloring. Now, I wouldn't be working on sentences like that with a child. I'm also working on multiplication tables, but this is good for like any age. Like you could have it with little kids who are in preschool and you're putting pictures behind it, or you can do it with bigger kids and you're working on more complex academics. So that's the sort of thing I like to do with games, is have one game that can cover multiple different activities, because as a speech therapist, I see kids with lots of varying abilities. And so this game gives you the opportunity to work with lots of different kids. All right, so keep going through what's in this game set. This would be the one that you would print if you were going to be doing it face-to-face with a child. And it has the cute little beachy scene and the cute little heart-shaped, which I love that, a heart-shaped rock. Sometimes I don't like to use that much ink. So I also put this one in, so you can print that, you can print that, cut them out and put them on, and it's still fine. You know what I would probably do if I wanted to keep it low ink? I'd probably get a yellow piece of construction paper and I would cut them out, and I would put these on my construction paper so that it looked kind of beachy. So that's what I would do. Now this page is the practice skills page. This gives you the opportunity, if you're working, like there's 9 different shells on this one. So it goes up to number 9 because that's what I could fit nicely on the page. So I would say, like if I was working with William, I would write down 1 times 1, 1 times 2, 1 times 3. I'd write down the different numbers that we're doing, and 10 would be blank. But then I could keep data on here. So I would be able to put check marks or minuses every time we practiced it, so that I could see what I was working on and the progress that he was making if we played the game multiple times in a week. If I was sending it home with a child who's working on their speech sounds, I might have it look something like this. Let's say we were working on our R sounds, and I did rat. Rain and red. And those would be the words that I would send home, so that anytime the child said, number 8, the word would be rain. Or when they picked up the 2, it would say run. I've even hidden behind little pictures like this, stars. So hide a cool star behind it, make it a pretty color. And then they will collect the stars and see how many stars they can find on the beach, things like that. This one's, the pictures are nice and big, so you can hide bigger pictures behind it. So that's what I will do. But then I would send this home, and then I'd be able to put pluses and minuses to see how well the child is doing. And I can consistently say, okay, wow, Rose is really hard, because I get the most minuses for that. And then I can alter how I'm working on this. And I can also eliminate words that I don't want to practice with the child if they're just too hard for right now. We're working on other things. So like when I'm working on the k sound, sometimes the t sound makes it just so challenging. So I'll eliminate words like cat and cut, because those will really impact. And so, but I can work on cow and can and other things like that. So I'll pick the words that I want the child to work on. All right, so then also in this packet, we have this page. And this just has some other beach and ocean themed games that you can play. And then the last page is my little thank you page. So there you go, that's it. I love scavenger hunts. They are super fun, and you get to find all kinds of treasures while you play this game.